Hello everyone, this is Helen H. and welcome to my channel, Moss Cottage. I hope everyone is doing well today. I am going to share a little birthday haul that I got for myself from the town that we went to spend my birthday on. There was an art reuse store, and so I got most of the stuff there, and then I also got some paper, handmade papers at a stationery store. So let me go ahead and get into this, and then I thought maybe we would do a little quick collage play as well, maybe using some of the items that I bought. So this is all from the art reuse store. I got these acrylic paints. It looks like it's for a kid's set. You're supposed to get the paints to color. I don't know what these things are. But anyway, I got them because the palette was very pretty. It's kind of more like a pastel-y color palette. So I thought, it was really cheap, and I thought I'm going to go ahead and get this to add to some of my paints I have here. Yes, I am trying to use up my paints so that I can invest in some better quality paints, but up here I really need some more paint before I will get to that point. I can't just buy all new paints, like Liquitex or Golden Paints or ARA paints or any of those. I cannot afford to just restock those. They're going to have to be like almost one at a time. So I also got this pack of 20 cards and envelopes. This is for making my Christmas cards that I sell at the markets I do in the fall. So I have July is going to be my Christmas in July month when I'm going to get my cards done. So then I got this little bag of little pieces. Now, I don't think they were cut from a doily or anything. I think they were just crocheted and never put on a doily. They are just these little crocheted three-dimensional flower thingies. And I got the whole bag for 50 cents, so I thought that was a pretty good deal. Then I got these. Now, these, I have no idea what the heck these things are. They are very thin, like paper, maybe even handmade paper with some color on them, and then some are gold and some are silver. And I had no idea what, they had a whole stack of these. The lady at the checkout told me this is something that, I don't know if it's Buddhists or Hindus, I don't know who does it, but they burn these things to pray for money or something. And I'm thinking, yeah, no, we're not doing that. But they've got gold and stuff on them, so they're going to be torn up and used in collage. Then I got some stencils. So I got this, because I don't have a lot of stencils up here. What do I have? Helen, what do you have? You need something to, here, maybe, let's see here. Oh my gosh, what do I have? I don't have anything. Okay, I'm just going to show you what they are. Maybe you can see them, maybe you can't. This one is like a, I don't know what these are called. This is chevron here. Don't know what those are called. Then I've got this, the triangles, honeycomb or hexagons, and then this one is an all over like squiggly thing. So I thought that these would be fun to play with, on the gel plate or something. If I get this stuff up here, I won't have to keep bringing everything up here every time I come. So I'm just going to put those aside. Then I got these two books, and these two books were only $2 a piece. The first one is 17 Art Deco designs, and it's got the CD that goes with it, so you can print your own. But I just thought that these big patterns and the colors in here would be great for using in collage. And now that I think about it, I don't even have a CD-ROM in my new computer. I still have my old computer, so maybe I can use that one. But even so, I can always use this book and just tear the book apart, because it's got some really cool just great things for collage, texture and stuff, great things for collage. So I've got that one. And then this other one is a scan this book, over 2,500 copyright-free objects. This I have to learn how to use the scanner on my machine, but if on my copier, If I don't, it's no big deal. There are so many pictures in here. I'd get my $2 worth just cutting out the images and using them for collage fodder. I mean, look at, it is just pages of just stuff. Just stuff. And it's really cool. Look at all these old fans and stuff. Brushes, combs. It looks like these pictures might have come out from old catalogs or something from, you know, look at these pens. Oh my goodness. And the watches, just look at this, the rings, just super cool stuff. And just, you see how many there are here, how much, if I cut this book up and didn't even scan it, I'm certainly getting my $2 worth, that is for sure. So I got those. Okay, so the other things I got from the, sorry for the crinkling bag, from the art reuse store. I bought this. It is a complete full bottles, still viable, of Beacon stiffen stuff for fabric stiffening. I've seen several videos on making little bowls out of scrap fabric, and you use Mod Podge or something like this, but I thought maybe if I had this, I could spray it on the outside and inside when I'm done to really make sure that they hold their shape. So I got that. And then I got these. Now, I asked the lady what they were for. I'll pull one out here. They are fabric around a very thin wire, but they can do that. You know, I mean, they can do any shape you want, right? Because they've got a little bit of wire on them. These were all clumped together, but I love the colors on these. Look at these muted, beautiful, muted kind of grungy colors. Except the one that's tied around here, but that's pretty too. So I thought these were super fun. I thought maybe these would be fun around journals, like to tie journals shut. Of course, I'd have to probably take two and, you know, twist them together to get the length. But I don't know. I just thought these were really fun. Or even just in the art room to hang something up or whatever. I just couldn't leave them. They had a huge bucket of these. These were all bundled together, and I think it's because the colors were going together. But they had a huge bucket of them of all different colors and stuff. So then the last thing I got at the art reuse store, nope, sorry, second to last thing I got at the art reuse store are some metal pieces. And these are just kind of thin, bronzy looking metal pieces. I don't know if you can see that. There's an owl. This, I don't know what these are for, what their purpose is, but I'm thinking for the cover of journals. There's a leaf here. This shape, oh here, this shape. And then this kind of shape here. So I thought these would be super fun to put on the cover of a journal. So, or, you know, on a piece of art. And then, okay, so this is the last thing I got at the art reuse store was this punchinella. And the lady said, what is that? It is the scraps from sequins. And this is great for stenciling. Most of us have this, but if I have it at the other house, I don't have it here. So now I have some here. And, you know, after a while, if you just want to clip some off and throw it away, if it gets too gross or the holes start getting clogged with the paint, I've got plenty of it here. So that's that. Okay, so the other stuff I got was at the stationery store. We found a great restaurant in downtown, and then we decided to walk around the old town a little bit before we went to a museum, a living museum, and this stationery store was there. And I know a lot of times stationery stores have paper, fun paper. So sorry for the crinkle, guys. She packed everything so nicely, and it was really inexpensive. But I don't know if you can see. Do you see the texture on that? That is real texture. That's not printed on. This actually has that much texture. And then there's this one, which is like, I don't know, kind of bronzy looking. It does have a slight metallic to it. But this was my favorite piece. Look at this. It's a long piece. It's narrower, but it's really thick and it's really textured. And look at the edges here. I absolutely love those. So I got those, and then we were walking out of the store and I didn't realize, but holding up the, holding open the front door, because it was a beautiful day, was like a big umbrella stand or something filled with rolls of handmade paper. I'm like, well, I need to look at this. So it's 3 sheets of this handmade paper. I mean, this is really big. Look, they even have tissue in here to keep it straight. 3 sheets of this. I'll hold it up so you can see it a little bit. Really pretty handmade paper. And it was sold as wrapping paper. So I'm like, yes, I can certainly use that. So all of the stuff that I bought myself was less than $20. So I did okay. And yes, I am trying to get rid of supplies in my craft room, and I'm selling stuff and getting rid of stuff. However, if you notice, the things that I purchased, most of the stuff is very unusual things that, you know, you don't see everywhere else, right? Or that I don't already have in my stash. So that being said, let's go ahead and do some playing with some of it. I just love this thing right here. So I had pre-cut myself a 5.5 by 5.5 piece of mixed media paper. This was torn out of one of my art journals. And so I thought maybe we would just go ahead and play with some of this stuff here. Maybe I'm going to go ahead and, you know what, I'm almost thinking, I want it to be stiff because I want it to kind of be a piece of art on its own. Let me go ahead and take this big sheet off. I'm probably going to use some of that, so I'm just going to lay it to the side here. I really don't have a plan. I just know I want to use some of these papers. So let me think about this here. I don't want to like just put, I want it kind of almost monochromatic, but I will introduce one other color besides brown, but I don't want this white here. So I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and attach this to this, and then make this the base. Yes, I could paint this paper brown or something, but I really want the added thickness that paper adds, and of course the wonderful texture. So I've really been getting into handmade papers lately, and I think a part of it is because I'm just so in love with doing collage, and handmade papers add so much texture and goodness and whatever to your collage instead of just, you know, gluing flat things to a page. I'm very much over glue booking right now. I just don't like just the sameness of flat images on something. It's just not my jam right now. Of course, I might change, you know, well, I probably will change. Our tastes and everything change quite frequently, or what we work on, right? We work on one thing like for a long, long time, then it's like, okay, I'm done with that. Now I'm moving on to something else. So I'm just trying to lay this as best I can here. Sorry for the shake, guys. And this is probably going to have to be rubbed down a little bit because this is so textured. It is so textured. And I'm going to cut it. If it doesn't stick right away, I'm not going to fuss with it. I'm going to just keep going, even if I have to work on that surface alone, and then go back and re-glue it to this piece. I'm trying to get one of these wet wipes out. Now, obviously, I've used these wet wipes because they have black all over them. I guess that was from something I was doing yesterday. All right, so let's go ahead and hope that's sticking and cut that out so that I have a nice base for this. So guys, that's another thing. You know, I love art reuse stores. I've been to 3 different ones now in 3 different locations that I've traveled to. Well, one is the one that's about 40 miles from my home, but then, you know, one was up in Pennsylvania, and then this one in this other town closer to the cabin where we spent my birthday. And always check a town to see if they have an art reuse store. There we go. Okay, so now we have this. that's all we have, because I have no plan. I told you I have absolutely no plan. But I think the plan might be that I'm going to use the owl, this little guy here. This little guy. This owl. See him? He's going to be the focal point for this thing. But what else happens, who knows. Now, I do want to go ahead and tear a piece of this white, or this wrapping paper off. Tear a piece of this wrapping paper and put that on. And I do know, I don't think I'm going to use this one for this. So I'm going to lay that one aside, or lay it aside, meaning throw it on the floor. But I do want to use some of this, but I'm not sure how much yet. So I also have one of these thingies. And this paper, I know you're probably not going to be able to pick it up. The metallic in this leans more towards a gold than the silver. So I think I will use a piece of this. And I'm just going, hold on. Did I have two of the golds? No, I have two silvers. Okay. The thing is, it's got orange around it, and I don't want the orange on because that's not one of the colors I'm going to use. So I'm just going to go ahead, go right through the middle and do something like this. Now I'm just tearing these pieces. Like I said, don't really have any idea what I'm going to do. And that still has the gold on it, so I mean the orange on it, so that's going to have to go. All right, so I'm just thinking here. Now I am going to use a little bit of paint, not the paint I purchased, but paint that I picked out from my other acrylics, because even though it's not going to be monochromatic. Duochromatic, I don't know what the word is. It's going to have two colors, two colors, but maybe different shades and tones. Now this, I really want to use some of this. I'm just going to go for it. Helen, you bought, see, this is the thing. I buy these things and then I'm like, it's too precious to use. No, it's not. Can you see how thick this is? This is really thick. That's why I love it so much. Not sure where this is going to go. But I am thinking that maybe behind here somehow, because I just love this edge. Look at this edge. Can you see how thick that is? I am thinking that I want to put some paint behind this little dude, because he is so dark, that he may not go well. He may show up better if there's a lighter color behind him. So the thing with collage that I find is that it's just really plain, a lot of plain and moving things around. I've watched a lot of videos with other people collaging, and nobody ever just says, okay, we're just putting this here, this there, or at least nobody that I really like their style anyway, just puts things down and says, okay, this here, and this here, and we're done. It's always just moving things around. And I know I do get that it could be kind of annoying for people to watch. So if this is annoying you, then you can speed it up if you want to see what the final product is. Because like I said, honestly, I don't know. At this point, I don't know. I'm just playing a little bit. So I think one of the issues is too, that this is, what if I tear that off? And all these little pieces, they are so going to be saved. That's going to happen. All right, now I'm kind of liking that better, like that, with this piece torn like that. That's that piece that has the gold on it, but or the orange on it. But just plain. Think, Helen, where See, and you can use the same paper, repeat using the same paper. This is this paper. Again, this is. Just plain. So if I stop talking, it's just because I'm thinking. All right, I think, what do I think? What was this paper? Oh, this was the paper from this thing. Let me get this back. Let me get a bigger piece of this paper here. Okay. Because, all right, this I don't think is going to overlap. I think that just needs to go up like, no, even more. Maybe just something like that. Because then I could put this little guy here. Remember, I am going to do some painting. So I could do that and then maybe introduce some gold also. Okay, I think I'm going to do that. So which piece is on the bottom is this piece here. And I think I'm going to go with this glue, the beacon on all of this because it's rougher handmade paper. It doesn't have a smooth side. But anyway, so the reason I think, one of the reasons, I told you I'm getting into collage, why I'm really getting into handmade papers. But the other one was, I've told you all, if you've watched my channel lately, that I've, cleaning out my craft supplies and organizing the stuff and going through everything. I literally went through every piece of scrapbook paper I own, which was a lot. And I got rid of probably half of it, but, or more. But when I was going through that, I found a whole bag of handmade papers that I had. I had one of those 12 by 12 iris things that, I wonder, do I want a little piece of gold sticking out from under there? Just back to plain, sorry. I found a bag of handmade papers, and that really inspired me to go ahead and use them again, start using my handmade papers. I do want to add some gold, and I kind of want to break up that color by just putting something up there. Did I want a little piece of the gold coming out here? I feel like I need more than one piece of gold. I think I am going to put a little piece coming out up here. So this piece is going on next. So let's go ahead and get this piece down. Oh my gosh, I wish you guys could feel this. It is just amazing. I don't know what, this is a thick piece of paper, and I'm not even going to glue to the edge because I don't want this really rough edge to be smashed down and flat. I want it sitting up on my collage. Okay. Like this. And then before that dries, I'm going to add this little piece of gold peeking out from the side. Up here-ish. Where do I want it? Kind of up here. Just a little bit like that. But that gold might actually be like gold leaf on that paper. I have no idea. But like I said, it's some ritual thing. And I was just like, no, it's just going to be torn up. Okay, so then let's go ahead and put this piece down here. And I don't mind having some torn edges. I've told you all this before, having some torn edges and some edges that are straight. I think that kind of adds interest to collage. So I'm going to do that. Okay. It's so fun to play with new things while we're using up the old things. Okay, that I don't want it I do want it kind of straight up and down. I am using up my old supplies too. So this was just a little boost to get me to use my old supplies a little bit more. All right, so that's that. And then this little guy is going to probably sit here. And then I'll probably add some more gold accents. But I want to do something else because this is kind of boring, just brown. I mean, it's okay. It's okay if you just like brown, but this is probably going to hang in my craft room here. And I have lots of bright bohemian colors here. So, oops. I did just stick that in the blue, didn't I? Okay. I'm just going to squidge out some paints. I know you're thinking, Helen, that is way too much paint for that tiny little patch that you're going to paint. It is, but it's not going to be wasted because I'll put it on my paper down here, or I've got one of my art journals here. One of the ones that I'm really trying to finish up. So what I want to do is I really want to make a different color blue. So I'm going to just add a touch of that. I might have to add some more white to that. And let me add a touch of the brown just so that it will go with the brown. So that's now more of a gray. I need more blue. And I probably need a little bit more white because I really want it a lighter color. Let me add a little bit more white. I'm looking at this now and oops, oh my gosh, my hand just went right through this tube. These are just super cheapy paints. Now how am I going to squeeze that without that all coming out the side? Okay, it's coming out the side and the top. Okay. That'll dry and it'll close itself, I'm sure. All right, I'm adding more of this here to get it to be more, I want it like a lighter. And you know what? There is one thing I need. All right. It needs the tiniest hint of green to get the color I want. I'm sure what I'm missing. Look at this. What I'm missing here is, oh look, I'm trying to clean it up with the wet wipe that I dipped in the dark blue paint. Crafting with Helen, guys, crafting with Helen. Okay, it's more like a turquoise. That's a color I like right there. Okay, so what I'm thinking is I'm just going to paint. Can you see me? I love this color. Oh my gosh. Just kind of roughly paint over this. Oh my goodness, I love this color. I'm going to just kind of do this. You see that color? It's really pretty. I'm really getting into color mixing. So you'll be seeing some of that. All right, so now when I put this little guy on, I think that's a lot better to have him there. Okay, so that's that. This paint will not be wasted because I love those colors. I might make more. I did want to add a touch more or two of that gold. Now, what did I do with the gold? Where did those gold pieces go? Oh, it was right here. Oh, here, it blew over here. Okay, so I do have a little bit more gold. He's going to sit right here. I'm just going to give it 1 nanosecond for that to dry. But I do want to lay him down. Which way does he go? He goes this way. Okay. He goes that way. So I just do want to add 1 or 2 more little pieces of gold to this. And you know me, I love my 3s, so don't be surprised if it's like 3 more pieces. I'm going to put a little piece down there, maybe. And then I have 1 more piece. We'll put a bigger piece here, maybe. Something like that. Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. All right. So guys, go through your stash and see if you have any handmade papers, or if you're up for it. I know some of you make your own paper. I haven't gotten into that, and honestly, right now, I don't have time to get into that. I've got too many, what did they say, ends in the fire or whatever. I cannot do that right now. But I'm enjoying handmade paper, and I just think it's fabulous. Okay. All right, so now the question is, do I want to put some more of that blue somewhere else? Like, well, first make sure you put your brush in the paint, Helen. Like I said, painting with Helen, you never know what you're going to get. Well, you will probably get a mess. Would I ruin it if I put some blue over here? Let's do it. Let's just do it. It's paper, Helen. It's just paper. We're just going to put a little bit of this blue, and you saw I add the most tiny little bit of green. But see what I'm doing? I'm doing it really loosely, and I'll hold it up so that you can see in 1 second that you can still see the texture of the paper through the paint. You know, I'm not filling in the paint or the paper with this paint. Oh my gosh, I love this color. Will I ever be able to mix it again? Probably not. Okay. All right, maybe just something like that to balance it out a little bit, right? Do I need 3? Do I need another blue? Gosh, I really love 3s. They say your eye moves better with 3. Let's put a little bit down here on this bronze, I guess. That's why I picked this guy, because I think he goes with that pretty well. Let's just go over here a little bit too, just to add a little bit of color to this side. And again, you can kind of see the texture through the paint paper, right? And I'm going to probably have to wait for that to dry before I attach him. But guys, how fun is that, right? I might put a sentiment if I can find one. I might put something up there, or some beads or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll sew some beads on there or something. Wouldn't that be fun? But I just wanted to get this started and just to show you how I'm using some of my newfound little art supplies. So art reuse stores, stationery stores, great place also to find interesting papers and stuff. So I hope you liked this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. Comment, like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'd love to have you here. And guys, until the next video, I hope you're all truly blessed. Bye-bye.